Do you recognize that the contrast is of enormous value to you because it helps you to focus, and that focusing is what the fun of deliberate life on planet Earth is really all about? That when you are focusing, when you are knowing what you don't want and focusing into vibrational alignment what you do want, you are aware that that is the molding of the clay, that is what creation really is all about. The molding of the clay, the recognizing where you stand in this red-hot minute in relationship to all that you've become. Do you think that at any moment in time that you could consciously, accurately, definitively describe everything that is in your vortex? And the reason that you cannot, in any moment of time, describe everything that's in your vortex is because you've been putting it there incrementally. In other words, it has been evolving. It has been becoming. Do you realize that as you've been chewing on the details of your contrasting physical life experience, that you have built a vibrational reality that your inner being has kept up with entry by entry? In other words, every time a rocket goes into that vortex, your inner being keeps up with the vibration of that rocket that you have fired off from your contrasting experience. Often, in fact, usually, in fact, always, from your physical standpoint, you don't keep up with it rocket by rocket by rocket by rocket by rocket. And that is the reason that the little ones around you are more joyful more often, because they do a better job of firing off a rocket and coming into alignment with it, and firing off a rocket and coming into alignment with it, because they are less bound by beliefs that are taught that hinder and prevent their vibrational alignment with what they are asking for. They still, the younger they are, believe in the possibilities of change. They still, the younger they are eager about the possibility of change. But a lot of times, as humans spend time in physical bodies, in their physical environment, and the variety helps you know what you don't want, so it helps you know what you do want. As you spend time with others without meaning to, because you spend so much time observing what is, you keep practicing the vibration of what is, which isn't up to speed with the vibration of what really is in the vortex. And the reason for that is because manifestation always lags behind. Manifestation is never right where the powerful leading edge energy is. Emotion can be right there where the powerful leading edge energy is. In other words, you can feel it. That's what passion and enthusiasm is. But manifestation always lags behind. So if you are, like most humans, you're focused upon what is. We playfully tell you you have what is-itis because you are aware of what is. And as you are aware of what is because it is always expanded to what really is, vibrationally speaking. What is, if it's chronic in your vibration, holds you back from who you are. So without meaning to, as you move through time, you also practice a vibrational gap between what's going on in your vortex and what's going on in your practiced vibration. Another way of saying that is your beliefs are usually not keeping up with your desires. In fact, for most humans, not even close. And what's interesting about that is that everything that you feel about life, your zest for life or your depression about life, your eagerness or your lethargy, your clarity or your confusion, everything that you feel about life is about that vibrational difference between who you really are and who you have really become and who your inner being is and who all that you've asked for is and what you're allowing by virtue of your habit of thought. Habit of thought. Habit of thought. That's what a belief is. It's just a habit of thought. It's a thought you keep thinking. And the reason that you keep thinking, the thought that you keep thinking, is because law of attraction enables that. Law of attraction is your best friend. Law of attraction is the manager of the universe because law of attraction brings vibrations that are same together. That's why you can't set your radio dial on one button and hear what's being broadcast from another frequency. In other words, the frequencies have to match up. So if your frequency is set on things are hard, or I don't have enough, or there are problems around the world, or my family has this dysfunction or this one. If your frequency is set there by your chronic attention to it, and it's easy to understand why it would be, isn't it? Because it's hard not to notice what's right under your nose, and these days everything is under your nose. One way or another, you manage to see a lot of it. So as what's under your nose is what you practice often, then as time goes by, your practiced chronic, most often vibration gets further and further apart from who you've become. The longer you live, the more robust your vortex is. And do you know what we mean by your vortex? Your vortex is that vibrational holding place. That's where the vibrational intent that radiates from you is received by the larger part of you and is held there, offering the signal of the expansion, in ever readiness for you to find vibrational equivalence with it. So in a moment that you are feeling love, you're equivalent to your vortex, and the positive emotion lets you know that. In a moment that you're feeling anger, you're not even close to equivalent. Now, it doesn't mean you couldn't be with some change of some thoughts, but it means you probably won't be with some change of some thoughts in this moment right now, because you've practiced these thoughts so much that these thoughts are a little harder for you to get to and hold to. So what we want to help you to understand, as we call this gathering the art of allowing, the art of recognizing where I am vibrationally in relationship to the only thing that matters, which is my vortex, which is my expanded being, which is who I really am, which is the larger part of me, which is the inner being, which is the God within me, if you want to use that terminology. How can I be more of a vibrational match to that? And the answer is, you have to think your way there. But the problem with thinking your way there is that it's easier for you to think the thoughts that you've been thinking than it is for you to think the thoughts that you haven't been thinking. Because the thoughts that you've been thinking are active, and law of attraction saying, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. And when you say, don't give me any more of those thoughts, you just get more of those thoughts, because you're talking about those thoughts that you don't want any more of. In other words, you cannot push yourself away from what you do not want. So it's a gradual process, isn't it? First, it's a recognition that you are a vibrational being. Do you recognize that? Do you understand that you are mostly vibration, that all of this flesh, blood, and bone stuff is an extension of the vibrational nucleus that is you, the vibrational nucleus that is all that is? So when you first accept that you are a vibrational being, first and foremost, you are a vibrational being. You are energy. You are energy who has the capacity to direct the energy. You are a thought that thinks. You are energy that can choose. You are energy who can direct your thought. So how do you decide that you're going to direct your thought? In other words, when you say, well, clearly this is not something that I want, this thing that I'm thinking about, or this thing that I'm reading about, or this thing that I'm observing, I certainly do not want that, but since it is my experience, or someone I know who matters to me's experience, then shouldn't I give it some thought? And the answer is, it's all right to give it thought, because you cannot look at what you don't want without launching a rocket of desire about what you do want. And so your personal expansion and the expansion of the universe is helped by your attention to what you do not want. We just don't want you to get carried away with your attention to what you do not want. We don't want you to be lulled into vibrational frequencies or beliefs that don't serve you. When you believe that your body is declining as you move through time, you are picking up a belief that, first of all, is bogus. It's not accurate at all. It's not necessary, but it is prevalent in your environment. And you do stick out like a weirdo if you dare to speak about long, healthy life experience, because most around you do not believe in long, healthy life experience. And the reason they don't is because they don't manage their gap. They have been observing most of the people around them on the planet, and most of the people around them on the planet have been knowing what they don't want, knowing what they do want, but not incrementally, day by day, working to move their vibration to harmonize with what they do want. They've just been accepting what they don't want. So most people have such split energy within them, thinking about what they want, thinking about what they don't want, weighing the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses, and in all of that, not gaining any real advantage of being in the vortex. So as we are playing with so many of you, we want to make it so clear that you are first and foremost vibrational beings. And we want you to understand that everything that manifests, everything in this glorious expanding universe was once a vibrational gathering first. In other words, you have to give your attention to whatever it is for quite a while before it becomes a vibrational reality. And there are plenty of things that you give your attention to on a regular basis that become a vibrational reality that you do not want to become a vibrational reality. And it's interesting that the more you stand in defiance of those realities that you don't want to live, the more you hold your attention upon them. The more guarded you become, the more you defend against them, the more, without meaning to, you practice the vibration of them. So it's necessary to accept that you are vibrational beings. It's necessary to accept that you are vibrational beings who are launching rockets of desire, and that in doing so, you not will, but have already expanded to a becoming that is magnificent and is more, in every case, in every moment, is more than the manifestation that you're living. You are always more than you are living up to in any moment in time. But when you're moving in the direction of the more, you feel that energy, you feel that inspiration, you feel that calling, you feel that joy, you feel that fun, you feel that passion, you feel that clarity, you feel that vitality, you feel that energy, you feel that knowing, you feel that confidence, you feel that alignment, you feel that being tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You feel the wholeness of who you are, and you also feel the pinched offedness of who you are. Good word. So what we are wanting you to gather as a result of the fun that we're going to have together today, we want you to just relax and try, if you can, to accept what we know to be. That the larger part of you has already expanded. The fuller part of you is dominant in this forum. The fuller part of you, the tuned in, tapped in, turned on part of you is the dominant part of you when you are in a gathering where the conversation holds steadily to who you are. That's the fun of a gathering like this. When you are moving through an ordinary day and an ordinary life with your ordinary people and your ordinary projects and your ordinary conversations and the ordinary things you do, you are ordinarily a match to what is more than you are a match to what's in your vortex. But in a gathering like this, where we are contouring each and every conversation to direct you toward what's in the vortex, you get the experience of practicing that alignment with who you really are. And the more you practice the alignment with who you really are, the easier it is for you to bridge those beliefs and form new beliefs that serve you better. Beliefs of invincibility, beliefs of clarity, beliefs of personal power, beliefs of being able to create anything you want, whenever you want, wherever you are, you see. No limitations for you. You are powerful creators, and it's time for you to begin to demonstrate for yourself, for no one else, for no one else. There is not one thing that anyone else in all of the universe asks of you. The demonstration of your alignment is for your joy only. So, it is our intention to drag you kicking and screaming into the vortex where you belong. How do you feel about knowing you are vibrational? How do you feel about knowing that you are emotional? Emotional sensors of vibration, that's who you are. How do you feel about knowing that as thinkers that you can guide your thought in the direction of their emotional accuracy?